fourth dimension.
Hello there, a new week, a new day. Fantastic, great to see you in. And share this out if you can, spread the word, and we're going to get right into it. There's new opportunities, there's new things that we can do. We can really take advantage of this Monday. Wherever you are in the world, every single day is a new day, and this is what we have to learn to practice. It's all about practice. This is not about, reaction. We just wake up in the morning, we go and do the same routine every morning, every weekday, every weekend day, everything's the same. I've got to go to work, I've got to get this done, I've got to come home, I've got to cook the dinner, I've got to go to bed. If we live our life in a reactionary way like that, then, things are going to go backwards. We're going to get really bored. Our mind is going to be switching off. We're not going to be mindful in the way that we live. And we're going to end up possibly with a low quality lifestyle. So what's the antidote to that? Well, the antidote to that is being mindful. I'm not talking about sitting, meditating. If you do that, that's great. But I'm talking about being mindful of our own life, right? And that takes practice. It doesn't happen automatically. We have a default system in our mind that's just going to take us into that kind of daydream, and whatever happens in there can really influence our automatic behavior. But if we want to influence our tomorrows, if we want to influence our todays, if we want to have a higher quality life, we really need to learn the skill of being mindful. But what's mindful? Paying attention. Paying attention to paying attention, right? It's about learning to use our senses, learning to pay attention what's going inside our bodies, especially in this pandemic era. Well, if we don't pay attention to it, if we don't lean into it, if we don't touch it, if we don't learn how to manage it, and it being all that stuff that happens to us during these times, okay? Sometimes it can really overwhelm us. It's an emotional roller coaster. Sometimes it's our thoughts coming in, telling us, if we don't do this, this will happen, and if we do this, this will happen. And sometimes it can be really, really disturbing thoughts, and it can really drive us crazy. Just constantly rumination again and again and again of the same thing, worrying about the future. And all that produces our hormones and neurochemicals, and we start to feel it in our body, and our body becomes painful. You got any of that? Am I making sense here? If I'm making sense here, stick in the comments. Yeah, something, interact. Am I making sense that sometimes if we're just living our life in a reactionary way, whatever happens, I'll react to it, and not in a proactive way, then, sometimes we can get overwhelmed. We're doing one thing, everything's going well, and poof, comes in an unexpected issue into our lives, and it can, we don't have any of that buffer space to take care of it. And maybe we do have some buffer space of one thing or the other, and then something else comes in, and like attracts like, and sometimes we're just attracting chaos into our lives. So does this make sense to anybody? Do you identify with this? Do you understand this? If you do, put it in the comments. Let's share this with other people so that we know that we're not alone in this. This happens to me, right? Okay, so I'm not the Zen guru up in the top of a mountain. I'm right here in the thick of it. So this happens to me, and I had to learn a way of managing this. Okay, a wonderful experiences that I've not had an anxiety feeling in the morning now since almost the beginning of lockdown. So that's a wonderful feeling, but it doesn't mean that I don't get up and down on the roller coaster. Yeah, I'm getting pulled around on the roller coaster every single day. All right. So, give me an idea what's happening to you people. Share this out. Let's get this message out. What we're going to do today is about paying attention to paying attention. We're going to use that paying attention muscle in our brain, and we're going to start working it. We're going to put it through the gym. It's a simple thing to do, but you'll find out it's not easy. All right. So just before we get started with this, try and share this out to your friends. Share this out to groups that you're a part of. Because these are really important skills that we're going to learn here. I'm going to practice here, and I really can't emphasize more that we should be sharing this. All right. So if you've got any experiences like this, put it in the comments. What are your difficulties? What are you having? What's painful? Is it the thoughts that are coming in that are painful? Is it the emotional roller coaster that's painful? Is it the sensations in our body when we're really uncomfortable? Sometimes we get that kind of butterflies in our tummy, or we're getting the tension in our shoulders. What is it for you? Let's share this out so that people don't feel alone in their suffering, because that's a lot of the time what it is. So we're going to be doing exactly what we've learned to do in previous shows, which is we're going to do the breathing. The breathing switches on that social safety system, switches off the fight and flight system, gets us into that feeling of being in a safe place and being in a place where we can function better. So we're going to be doing that again this morning. We're going to be also learning, it's not really learning here, we're going to actually be experiencing that paying attention muscle in our mind. So we're going to be doing that in a few seconds. So all I'm asking you to do is to share this out, and write in the comments if anything is like this is happening to you. Let's get to it.
Into the fourth dimension.
Okay, so here we go with the breathing. Remember, breathing in through our nose, holding it for 2 seconds, and breathing out slowly through our mouth with pursed lips for 5. Breathing in, hold, and breathing out. Excellent, just let it go. Breathing in, hold it, breathing out. Well done, just letting go. Just sit comfortably, feet planted firmly on the floor, breathing in, hold it, and breathing out. Very good. Breathing in, hold it, and breathing out. Excellent. So just letting that marinate around you just now. Write in the comments what that experience is like for you. Share this out to others to experience. We're going to go into an interesting exercise right now. Paying attention to paying attention. Okay? So we're going to sit quietly for a moment. Get yourself comfortable, feet planted firmly on the ground. Don't cross any of your legs or your arms. You can put your hands on your lap or on the table in front of you, on your armrest. Get yourself in a good, healthy posture. Sit like you would sit if you were a wholesome person. If everything was the way that you wanted it in life, how would you sit? Just sit like that. Get into that kind of state. Just sit comfortably. Get into the state of being whole. Okay? I want you to pay attention to your breathing now. Don't change it, no deep breathing, just normal breathing. Fantastic commitment you've got showing up here. If this is your first time, put first time in the comments. Excellent, just breathing. I'm going to take this really slow. You might feel a little agitated. The slower we get, the more agitated sometimes we begin to pay attention to our agitation. Pay attention that it's not easy just to sit. So that's why I'm asking you and I'm inviting you to do it with me. I'll be here with you. While you're sitting here, just notice any physical sensations. Maybe you're like me, I feel some tingling going on in my legs and in my arms, upper arms, a little bit in my fingertips. If you want, you can look down at some place on the ground, or you can close your eyes. This is a learning experience. Just let it go. Just be willing to sit there and experience whatever's happening to you. This is a learning experience. You're teaching your brain. You're working that paying attention muscle. Just notice what's happening in your body. But you feel tension somewhere. Maybe like me, you've got a little tingling going on. Maybe you have more pain. Just use your mind to scan your body. You have that ability. Now you might find your mind wandering from time to time, and that's part of this muscle workout, and that's fine. That's what your brain does. Just pull it back to your breathing. Mind wanders, bring it back to your breathing. Notice your body. Just notice what it's like to notice. You're paying attention to what's going on with you right now. Just sitting here, sometimes it's not easy, is it? Okay, I'm going to keep quiet now for a few seconds and let's just experience the moment. Mind wanders, pay attention to your breath. Notice the air going through your nostrils. Let it go. If you can notice the pain, then you're not the pain. You're the observer of that pain, but it's not you. Bring your attention to your breath. You're teaching your mind right now, strengthening it. Mind wanders. Pay attention to your breath. Let it go. Release yourself from that rope of struggle. It's pulling you all over the place. Deep breath and out. Deep breath. Hold it and out. Back to normal breathing. Notice your body. What do your shoulders feel like? Your arms, torso, hips and legs, feet. Just notice them. Adjust your posture if you like. Sit like you would if everything was just the way you wanted it. Might even bring a smile to your face. If the world was just like you would like it. Mind wanders. Bring your attention back to the breath. Your brain will throw out at you all sorts of thoughts. Worries for the future, what you should be doing instead of this, what you could have done before this, asking all sorts of questions. Just bring your mind back to the breath and let go. You're doing really well. This is all about teaching your brain a new experience. Slowing down. Take a deep breath and out. Deep breath. And out. Now what I want you to do is extend your attention to where you are. Look around. Just notice what you see. You can name it if you want. What do you see? What's out there? Listen with your ears. Extend your awareness and your attention to outside of your body. Using your senses, what do you hear? What noises come to your ears? Pay attention with your left ear. Pay attention with your right ear. Shift that attention. Pay attention to your skin. What do you feel on it? Pay attention to your skin. What can you feel through your skin? Piece of clothing, floor, maybe your glasses, hat. Sense of smell. What do you smell? Somebody cooking? Smell coffee? Do you smell? Taste. What taste do you have in your mouth? Pleasant taste, unpleasant, neutral. This is an experience that you're teaching your brain to pay attention. Bring to mind a really pleasant memory, something joyful, something really pleasant that happened to you at any time in your life. And if you can't think of something that you would like to happen in your life that's really pleasant and joyful. Bring it in now to the present moment and feel it in your body. Sit like you would sit if you were in the middle of that joyful occasion right now. What would your face look like? Pleasant and joyful. What would your body feel like? Pleasant and joyful. How would you be sitting? Just do that now. Feeling that pleasant and joyful experience right now. Pay attention to your breathing. Bring that joyful and pleasant experience into your body right now. Really feel it inside deep. Really feel it in all of your limbs and your sinews and your joints. Feeling that smile or whatever of joy that you have, that expression of joy on your face. Let it turn up the volume on that. It's getting louder and louder. That feeling of joy, that experience of pleasure, Let it totally soak your whole being in that. What is it like? Feel it in every part of your body. Breathe it in to every part of your body. And let go. Just let it go. Wonderful. And then just shake it out, move around, shake it out, come back to the room. Wonderful. That was amazing. So, just before we get into part 2, I'm just going to get myself my water bottle, make up some ketones. Ketones? What's that? See you in a minute.
We have the only naturally fermented ketones on the market. Okay, we know that they raise up in the blood more than anything else. But what do ketones do? Well, there's a number of things they do. Number one, we like to think of ketones as in-depth signaling molecules, okay? So what do I mean by that? They actually trigger a cascade of processes to occur in your body, okay, that help you to be optimized. Ketones appear to help muscle. They actually help trigger muscle to build and repair and recover faster. Ketones are a elite fuel source for your brain. In fact, if everyone here were to take a package of ketones and a serving of sugar, your brain would prefer to use the ketones over the sugar. Ketonat yields more energy per ketone molecule than glucose does. So that's why when you take it, you feel like you have a bunch of energy, because ketones are the ultimate source of energy, the ultimate fuel source, right? They also are a more efficient source of fuel. One of the things we do in our research laboratory to test that is oxygen. So the more oxygen you need to burn a fuel, the less efficient it is. We actually, when we put people in our lab and we give them ketonat, they use less oxygen to use ketones than they do to use carbohydrates. Why is that important? Let's say that you went to elevation. Let's say you went to Colorado where maybe it's elevation and harder to breathe. You wouldn't need as much oxygen to use ketones. So you wouldn't be as out of breath. So that's an extreme example of like the need for oxygen to use fuel. You really know when you're at elevation, right? So that need is less with ketones. They're more of an efficient fuel. I know obviously the big question is, how does it impact body composition? There's a number of different ways that it impacts body composition. It makes us more satiated, so we're not as hungry, so we tend to not eat as much. It also makes us happier and more energetic, so we want to exercise more. It also helps prevent your muscle from being lost when you're dieting, because most people, when they try and do fat loss diets, they lose muscle and fat. The ketones spare muscle. So that's a general overview of ketonat, and I would say why it's so special.
Okay, so great to have you back. I've got my ketones ready. I'm having a raspberry flavor today. So, what was that experience for you like? Put the lid on. I'm going to give it a good shake, and that's all I need to do to get my super energy inside me. Shake with purpose. Blessing. And a great taste. So, Jack says, great stuff as always. Thank you, Jack, and thank you for having that commitment to show up every time. That's really wonderful. What was the experience like for you? What did it do for you? What brought up for you? Let us know, whoever's watching. It's great if you can share this out. If you're watching this on replay, just put #replay. Let us know what you thought of it. I'm always looking for feedback. Good feedback, not so good feedback. I just want to improve. One of my values in life is to continuously learn, continuously improve what I learn for myself, improve what I teach others. All I'm doing, I'm not making up anything. All I'm doing is passing on what I learn. That's all I want to do, is to pass on to you the thousands of hours that I've learned, and learned in experiential workshops, learned at university, learned through books, my teachers and mentors. It's all culminating inside me, and I just want to give it over to whoever's interested in having a higher quality life. So I really appreciate you joining me as usual, and look forward to seeing you tomorrow at the same time. Take care and have a great day.
Disclaimer: this show is not therapy, nor a replacement for therapy. Should you wish to inquire about therapy, counseling, life, or executive coaching, please contact Dov Ben-Yaakov-Kurtzman at factcpfa@gmail.com. factcpfa@gmail.com. Dov Ben-Yaakov-Kurtzman is a highly experienced psychotherapist, executive business coach, and author of the book, Mind Over Terror. 3 weeks, 2 cities, 1 mission. With over 10,000 hours of experience and academic degrees in government, law, clinical social work, and a postgraduate diploma in psychiatry with distinction, Dov has the background to help you. He's also available for public speaking and corporate training.